Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are ready to go here. Had to set up in a hurry there. Had some technical issues with some streaming stuff. Hi, I'm Ghost Dunk, and we are going to be casting Onslaught versus Uncomfortably Numb. Oh, I need to change my guest host name here, and I need to bring his audio up here in a second. Not my guest host. I'm his guest host, really, but I'm just hosting the stream. I've got Stixa with me. How you doing, Stixa?
Not too bad. Thanks for having me on, man. I wish things were working better on my end, but you know, it's glad to see that things can swap up so easily.
All right. Okay, just having some camera issues there. All right. It looks like I'm wearing the absolute wrong shirt for this green screen. I didn't check that before because I wasn't going to be on camera, but you get to deal with Cyber Me. We're going to get started here. Everybody's looks like they're ready to go. We've got Onslaught versus Uncomfortably Numb. Onslaught, second place. Uncomfortably Numb, third place. This is a huge game for both teams here. Both teams looking to solidify their playoff chances and get into that first place spot. With Onslaught being, ahead of Uncomfortably Numb. So the first map we're going to go to is Dragonshire, and that is Uncomfortably Numb's map pick. I'm going to do a little ready check here.
I've promoted you up to lobby host, so
okay.
Ready.
Cool. All right, we got one ready? Yeah. And we got two readies, and here we are going to go right into Dragonshire.
You see this map picked a lot in NGS. I feel this map kind of leans its way more towards teams that have really good, strong rotations, and four-man rotations are huge on this map.
Yeah,
so.
Definitely a rotational map, but I've also heard this described as the map you want to take somebody to if you think that you're better than them. And that comes directly from Cavalier Guest, so that's just not me being weird about that. But so Genji, first banned out by Onslaught. Onslaught does not want to deal with that.
Are we going to see the Mata bans is the question here.
Oh, I think it's very likely, although I don't know if I had a lot of experience seeing Onslaught play the Hanzo. I've casted Onslaught games before, and Hanzo went right through some places. So I don't know if they don't value the Hanzos highly, if they don't have a Hanzo player. I'm not sure what the deal is there, but Uncomfortably Numb may not want to chance it.
Yeah, that's very true. So if you're not feeling comfortable that the opposing team, or maybe you didn't scout out enough, then you're looking at, playing it safe, banning out Hanzo. Otherwise, I think there's a couple other good bans here, Dahaka, Sonya, just some good solo laners, even a support if you're looking at banning out Lucio or something like that. Just like the top tier picks right now, just anything that you find is going to be interrupting your team. But there's the Mata.
Yeah. So he's they're not going to deal with any kind of Hanzo, even if Onslaught hasn't played them recently. No chances taken here, so
playing it safe. I like it.
Yeah, we're going to see who they go for with their first pick here. Other NGS teams have highly prioritized the Greymane in the past. ETC, also another top pick here.
It's funny to note, though, with Greymane, if you paid attention to HGC Open at all, or for any of the viewers that are looking, sometimes they announce some of the stats here. Like, I know some people do the stats on their own, but Greymane has something like a 98 or like something stupid, like 90% or higher in the terms of pick or ban, like being seen in the draft, and then has under a 50% win rate.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, I think
if you're looking at picking them up, you're most likely going to lose.
It's very true. So Dahaka, though, picked up right away. They want to get right on top of the global game. If they grab a fall stat, I'm sure Onslaught has a response to that. Onslaught, from the games I viewed, has a very odd meta. It's definitely the most off meta team that I've seen in NGS. They'll play.
I haven't seen a lot of Div C, so
yeah, they'll play things like Ariel a lot more. They'll play. They won't bother getting some of the Shimada brothers. Like they'll skip Greymane. They'll skip ETC.
Today I learned.
Yeah. So they'll do a lot of different things here. And we're going to see what Uncomfortably Numb goes with here. And I remember I've cast them before as well, and I can't remember a whole lot about them. I think their picks were fairly on the meta here. So one thing I can say, go ahead.
I'd like to see something to answer the Dahaka, but we see a Chromie come out, and I think I like Chromie. Like, Chromie's one of my favorite heroes, but I think it's a pretty weak first early pick.
Yeah, Chromie can... I don't see her valued so highly by many teams here, so...
She's very hard to play into, though. If you are not aware of where she is, and you can't really predict your movement, it's hard to kind of move around. It is just a mess to play into Chromie. She is capable of doing so much damage.
Yeah.
And as I said, just not an ideal first pick.
Yeah, it's kind of rough. Like, she's very good in anti-siege. So if Uncomfortably Numb, and this is their map pick, and they could have found a lot of success with Chromie, like punishing teams that really just want to push hard with that dragon, hitting those key W's on people that are standing behind the gate, and basically shooting spells from safety. So that could be their plan for this time around.
Yeah, and if you're looking at... Chromie does really well on points where you're going to be, fighting over a point, right? And that's why she's played on Braxis, Holdout, or Towers of Doom. Like, points you're going to be fighting over for an elongated period of time. Dragonshire, similar, but you can go somewhere else. There's 2 other lanes to go and soak, and, you can move between those lanes. You can kind of delay that and then make your way to those shrines. These shrines aren't... do or die, I'll say. As much as the objective is very important. But Rhaegar and Anubarak coming out now on the side of Onslaught.
Yeah.
This opens up the double tank right away. So Uncomfortably Numb is now aware that double tank is a thing. When you see a Dahaka, you typically know that there's going to be another tank, but they've confirmed it. They've locked it in. They've choked you now on your tank pick, so you don't want to be banning out a warrior here at all. You want to leave that open, and then maybe look into picking up something that does well against tanks. Malthael just got a rework.
Yeah, Gul'dan being picked here, I know for certain that this is a target ban onto Nontech, who has a lot of success with it. He's able to hit very good corruptions, and that's sort of been his signature hero throughout NGS here this season. So that ban coming out there. And Anubarak being picked out. Anubarak is very versatile. And definitely, when you get a Dahaka, if you don't have another tank in there, you're basically going for a tankless comp, as we have seen actually in HGC a couple times, and once with very great success. So a lot of options. But definitely there's going to be no tank ban because they're not going to pick up any more warriors here. So the Sonya ban coming out, Sonya being someone that can bully Dahaka in lane, it shows that Onslaught probably going for the classic 1-4, not going to get too fancy with Dragonshire, usually that top lane being a solo lane.
I do like this Sonya ban. I think it's a very good ban. You get rid of camp potential and a frontliner, which Chromie is definitely going to be needing here. As much as you can get stacks off of Chromie with the Chromie onto double tanks, it's just if you dive her, especially with Anubarak, or come up from behind with Dahaka, she's in a lot of trouble. She's going to be needing some peel. Yeah,
and this could indicate that not just Onslaught, but most you could start seeing other NGS teams see that the Greymane value has possibly decreased. He got some nerfs in this recent patch.
That level 4 talent there.
Yeah, and they could be saying, hey, we don't actually care about the Greymane, like we don't want to play him, and we're not going to bother banning him because we're actually more worried about Sonya because we think he's that weak at this point. So Uncomfortably Numb has to decide here, do they still like the Greymane here? I have to imagine you get the ETC pick here, though.
Yeah, as much as Anubarak has the interrupts, you do open the availability of, stage dive there, and especially on Dragonshire, you're going to need somebody to answer with the Dahaka, so you can leave ETC up in the top lane, stage dive out, but here comes the Greymane and the Muradin. So they're thinking Muradin is their go-to here.
Yeah, very interesting. And you could still always go ETC, go for the double tank, the true double tank on the side of Uncomfortably Numb, but Greymane picked out, and Uncomfortably Numb says, hey, I think we think he's still a good hero. And they're going to grab the Murden. Could be a comfort pick for them, or they could just not like the ETC here. Maybe they don't like playing stage dive. Maybe they're not too worried about globals. I had actually expected a Falstad instead of the Greymane. Falstad,
yeah.
I mean, look at the dive. You've got Nubarak and Dahaka. Dahaka's going to try and flank you for Tongues. Nubarak is such a good dive hero that you could get somebody, even like a Kerrigan, coming out here for Onslaught and really just ruin their day if you go on the Chromie, somebody to dive the Chromie, and Gust really gets rid of that. So I'd actually expected a Falstad coming out for Uncomfortably Numb.
Yeah, and if you time those gusts really well, and I'm saying like really well, like, but if an Anubarak dives under, he does become unstoppable. You could gust an entire team away, leaving that Anubarak solo, and you could reverse that quite easily. And Gust is huge, but immediately, Falstad, there you go.
Yeah. On
the other team, you've got double global now on Onslaught.
So recognizing that there's not that really picking ETC here in this last pick is the only way that Uncomfortably Numb's going to have any kind of global pressure. They're going to double down on the global, which I think is going to really pay off for them.
I agree, 100%. You're going to be able to do some ganks there and then throw the extra global up to the lane that the other global came from. Both Falstad and Dahaka are capable of solo laning.
Yeah.
You've got level 7 is really where Falstad kind of kicks in, especially if you do pick up Boomerang there.
Yeah.
And it's huge.
Yeah, Falstad's got E to deal with the Chromie. Kel'Thas has Mana Addict to deal with the Chromie. So I think Uncomfortably Numb, you're absolutely right. That Chromie pick, first pick, back them right into a corner here. I don't know what they pick here.
Yeah, now Rhaegar does have Cleanse as well at 7, so I wouldn't be expecting to see
Loop is gone.
That Loop coming out. Though the giant slowing sands will prove quite helpful, I think, against Falstad especially.
Yeah, Leoric, an excellent pickup here. I think this was really the one of the better keys to this puzzle to present it to Uncomfortably Numb. Leoric is going to be able to deal with the Anubarak and Dahaka coming in to mess with them. Rhaegar is a melee hero technically, so Leoric's going to be able to get plenty of heals off of everybody, and Entomb is going to be a very powerful tool for the Chromie. You throw that out there. Not too many Anubarak, but then again, 3 heroes have escapes out of Entomb.
Yeah, and with Leoric being that solo laner now for the side of Uncomfortably Numb, you could potentially see Falstad go up to that top lane, let the Dahaka be the one in the as well in the 4-man rotation.
Yeah.
This opens up for ganks, for just follow-up CC. You've got those bushes there in between mid and bottom. This is perfect spot for Dahaka to actually not need to worry about having no mount. You get the move speed through the bushes, you're looking fine.
Yeah, that's true. So, I mean, Uncomfortably Numb was in a tight situation. I think Leoric is a decent pickup for them, but yet I still think Onslaught has the superior draft at the moment for this map. So we're going to see how this plays out here. Uncomfortably Numb really has to rely on getting those Chromie hits. Murden and Leoric have to keep people still. Unfortunately, Leoric's really good at that, so we're going to see, I hope, a Leoric picking Paralyzing Rage at, is it Rage? I don't know what it is. The 80% slow on his Q.
I don't play Leoric.
Yeah, true. So, oh no, I don't have my camera, my nice camera stuff up, so we're going to have to do this a little bit haphazard here. Anyways, we on the side of Onslaught, we're going to zoom in here. We got Malistar on the Falstad, Vincho on the Anubarak, Chetyan on the Dahaka, Nantek on the Kel'Thas, and Zeus is on the Rhaegar.
And then over here on the right-hand side in the red, we have Uncomfortably Numb. We got Thick Spectre or THC Spectre. We got Mr. Monkey Man on Lucio. Thick Spectre is playing Leoric there. Kiknaz on Muradin, Patches on Chromie, and rounding it all up, we have Famous on Greymane. But look at that, 5v5 in the middle, Leoric's and right away up to the top lane there.
Leoric just snopes out. They don't think they have the early game here. Muradin gets pulled in, no big deal. Vincho taking a lot of damage here on the Anubarak, but Vincho going to be just fine. Everyone's still hanging out here. Dahaka is in fact going to go top, and that's going to leave Falstad to roam around. And the real trouble with this early game for Uncomfortably Numb is Ontek can just turn the tables at any time. Ooh, big damage going against the Nubarak here. The Kel'Thas damage comes out to push them away. He's going to be just fine.
Yeah, so you're going to be looking for that Falstad now in that 4-man rotation, especially with those with those, can't even remember the name of the thing, Seasoned Marksman stacks, there it is. But it looks to me like they're looking for a 1-1-3 here right now, as the waves did take a little bit longer to clear with that little bit of a skirmish there in the middle, but a Nubarak taking a ton of damage from Chromie already in that bottom lane, and this is what Chromie is really going to be looking for. You're going to be looking for those 4-man rotations, just stacking as much as you can, as fast as possible. Greymane now, though, already grabbing that siege camp there on that right-hand side. A little bit of follow-up damage in that bottom lane, though. And just, you're going to be looking for Chromie trying to defend this point. Most likely going to go over to the side of Onslaught, especially with Murden diving in, taking a ton of damage, a flame strike here and there.
Oh,
and
this
he's
is
going to be forced to back out. Yeah, he is quite low, but so is a Nubarak here. And already, Dragon Knight being picked up, Falstad grabbing that Dragon Knight, Lucio not able to interrupt the cap here, and this will force Uncomfortably Numb, try and rotate up. Greymane and Chromie going to have to play that rotation safe if they do go there, but this is definitely a mid-wall, and Onslaught still leaving 3 people in the bottom, dealing with that siege camp, and potentially looking to grab the bottom wall here even?
Yeah, well, Uncomfortably Numb did a really good job there grabbing that siege camp before the dragon came up. Unfortunately, getting that siege camp stopped them from really getting bottom, and Onslaught pushing them off the bottom was all they really needed to grab this Dragon Knight. They went all out, having that Murden jump in and try and punch out the Anubarak 2v3, but it's not going to happen.
Uncomfortably Numb's done an excellent job here trying to defend that middle wall. They've only lost a tower there just to force the Dragon Knight up to the top, but the time is already off. They don't really lose too much here. It is only the first Dragon Knight. You can't really expect too much, especially sitting at, what was that, like 2 minutes into the game? So yeah, nothing too big of a deal here, and we're looking for a pause here.
Okay, so we have the pause. It looks like we probably have somebody disconnected. Okay, I think you're not hearing a buzzing, are you?
Only every now and then. I think it might be like a mic pop, but
okay,
who knows?
I guess I have a ground loop and I bumped my thing. So, anyways, technical issues aside, we have got a pause here, and it looks like somebody's having a lot of lag. So we're just gonna deal with that. Wait for that to come out. And something I wanted to point out too, Kael'thas going convection. So really disrespecting the Chromie damage coming out. Not expected to really get burst down. Expecting that he's going to be able to get a lot of spells off without being hassled here by Uncomfortably Numb.
Yeah, and that's something I thought Mana Addict really... I think Mana Addict really would have been huge here, especially against Chromie. And then Murden for the follow-up, etc., etc. Greymane even with the potential go for the throat if he does want to.
Yeah.
I mean, you are the main target on that team. Kael'thas is definitely the main target. So I think picking Convection here is a very ballsy move, but you are, again, in a 4-man rotation. You're looking to get big stacks almost all the time over a point. So that is something to keep in mind. Also, Chromie already done a third of her stacks.
Oh, wow.
And this is the thing that I thought is very, very interesting to point out, is this Greymane build here with the nerf to Cocktail coming in. So Cocktail build was too dominant, is what Blizzard said. Too dominant. We want to add some diversity into those builds. So what they did is they completely removed the level 4 Cocktail talent, made 15% into the baseline thing, and then completely removed that talent. But we're seeing a totally different build here. No Cocktail talent so far. Viciousness with Thick Skin coming out here. So you're going to be looking for that hard dives into that back line, though.
I'm very surprised with Thick Skin coming out. Whoa.
Big Chromie damage here. But Falstad coming in from behind does barrel roll over that bush there with Dahaka coming in. Great tongue here. Will Falstad have the follow-up damage? It looks like he might even get that auto attack on. 20 health here Will Patches live? Unfortunately, will not be the case, as Lucio trying to escape now from that Hawk is going to have to try and play it safe here. He's going to try and zip zoodle around, but if Rhaegar can dive in, and indeed he can, the dog is able to get that last bite there, but not without losing that camp. So they do, Uncomfortably Numb does grab that siege camp there. And this will apply a little bit of pressure, just pretty much bringing them out of lane for now. But it's cleaned up, no big deal. Returning to the rotations here, as it looks like Rhaegar and Falstad going to want to grab that Bruiser camp. That'll be pushing out that top lane. That'll aid Dahaka up there against the Leoric, which is looking pretty even, other than the tower damage that was taken earlier by that Dragon Knight.
Yeah, so Lucio really being the difference there, kind of caught out of position, makes that fight down there bottom a 2v1. Chromie, though, how did she live so long? I still don't quite understand that, but Patch is really showing that they deserve the Chromie pick here.
Yeah, Patch is getting really lucky, just thanks to, I would say thanks to just like Fog of War there, with the Falstad unable to just get an auto attack on. You can see the Lightning Rod go onto another member of the team there. So getting a little bit lucky there, but good damage here. Great stuns by the Muradin in that bottom lane. Vinsho gonna have to be careful as to not take too much Chromie poke. He does have that built-in spell shield though. Did we pick that talent on level 1? No, we didn't. So there's no there is no follow-up. But great great play there, great engage by Vinsho there onto the Chromie. Patches caught off a little, but they do send both globals down using their global talents, their mounts there, to get there. So there is nobody in top lane against the two-man push with a Bruiser camp. This is definitely a wall gone.
Yeah, for sure. But as I said before, Onslaught here has the ability to really just turn any fight in their favor by just bringing Falstad and Dahaka down.
There's the pop-in noise. Woo. It's, yeah. Anyway, but in the bottom lane, Chromie looking for a little bit of poke here, though. Not able to hit too many there, but out comes the Slowing Sands trying to delay the escape there from the Anubarak, but unfortunately will not be the case. It's going to be able to get away. It's still leaving that Slowing Sands up. Doesn't need it there. Just conserve some mana as we see Shrines come up. 1-1 for each team. Dahaka going to duel it out with Leoric in that top lane. Leoric does have the health advantage right now, and does have the availability of that little spooky hand, but Falstad gonna go up to that top lane, look for a little bit of a gank, and this is where you're gonna be seeing a ton of value out of that global, as we did mention here. So he's gonna be forced to use Wraithwalk here.
Just barely gets out.
Yeah, this is huge. He doesn't have a well, it looks like, or he's gonna be playing it safe, just back off. For now, they're gonna have to send somebody up there, but they're gonna be looking to try and capture a shrine here too, and it's not looking good for them right now, as they got a 2v3 in that bottom lane, and Dahaka grabbing that Lucio in the mid lane. Rhaegar coming in, might be looking for a little bit of bonus damage. Non-Tech coming out with a big triple stun, only hitting one member though, and a minion. But Greymane looking to pick off a kill. This denies all of those convection stacks. Does take a little bit of tower damage here. Lucio getting punted over the wall, might be able to escape here thanks to that wall ride, but unfortunately will not be the case. They trade 1 for 1 and lose the Dragon Knight here. Uncomfortably Numb not looking in too good of a spot, but EXP is pretty even here, despite the tower difference. Muradin gonna have to play it safe here as he tries to make his way down to that bottom lane and defend that bottom fort. This is the priority lane in this map. With those siege camps and the Bruiser camp, this is the lane that you want to be pushing or defending the most, as you look to get those camp pressure in any other lane. But Leoric pushing out the top lane, going to be making his way back down to join the team as Falstad rotates up to go there. Ton of damage from Chromie onto that Kale Thoss.
Yeah, I think he had like at least 17 stacks before he died there. So poor Non-Tech loses a lot of his convection damage.
Yeah, and that is showing you why we're going to be looking for that mana shield. Now, I don't think he would have had the mana shield now. Let's take a look at, yeah, so Regen Master on Anubarak is sitting at 13 at the 8-minute mark. You're sitting at just under 2 a minute. So would you have been able to have your 20 globes by then? Probably not. So it's hard to say if you would have been able to survive that with the talent pick of Mana Addicts, because I don't think you would have had the globes by then. But they're going to cap that siege camp there. Apply a little bit of pressure, pull the opposing team out of lane again, and then just kind of keep trying to push these lanes. As you can see, this game can go either way right now. Both teams playing fairly well. We're even on experience, almost like completely even, actually. So it's close. You're going to be looking for a pick.
Yeah, just about even on structure damage, too. And I think the key here really has been Uncomfortably Numb has been surprisingly aggressive with their play, and it's kind of caught Onslaught a little bit off guard.
Yeah, with Murden and Greymane so, like, capable of doing so much damage here, and, you know, you don't have the Leoric joining you just yet, but you do have the possibility of the Entomb, and Nubarak playing it quite aggressive. We do have the Falsa coming in. Out goes the Cocoon onto the Lucio. This is the ideal target. We're looking for some follow-up damage, though, onto that Lucio. He's most likely going to die here if he can't get that beat drop down. He will go back into the bushes. And Nubarak, though, following up with that great stun. Out comes the Phoenix. So does the Avatar. Greymane trying to make it away, but great Entomb for the defense. Oh my god, what a great defensive Entomb there by Spectre. Oh my jeez, that was
absolutely
beautiful.
Saved that Greymane's life, 100% there. But here you see, I think Onslaught has got this in all their games I've seen. They do usually have the superior coordination with their team. That Cocoon Gust combo coming out and just deleting that Lucio, who's not able to get away, and an excellent stun there from the Nubarak actually stopped the break it down before he could get the word break even out of his mouth.
Yeah, unfortunately, Lucio decided to rotate back into the fight. I think it would have been a lot safer, you know, just rotate up. I think you would have denied a lot of healing to your team, but you probably would have made it out alive, most likely.
Yeah.
So that's something to keep in mind. But towers are still, or shrines, I should say, are both held evenly. Out comes that Cocoon again onto the Lucio. We're looking for that big follow-up damage, maybe another stun, but the slowing stands going down as well. The stun and the gust again. Will he be able to escape? Who knows? Ton of damage from Chromie completing that quest. Lucio will be able to escape. Did we see an Ancestral? I believe we did. Murden taking a ton of damage from Kill Boss. Both mages just dishing out the damage here as Dahaka looks to rotate up and deny the potential Dragon Knight cap of Uncomfortably Numb here. Murden, though, looking to go back in. This is still a, what, is this a 4v4 now? It is now, with Patches coming back in. Getting a little low on mana there, but Lucio pretty much topped off. It's not looking too bad for a big fight here. We still do have that sound barrier and Avatar and go for the throat here. So, Falstad leaving. They've got 3 members here. They can deny that. Falstad's just going to go cap that point. This will take a lot of pressure off that mid lane for them, and they can kind of return back to soaking the lanes and trying to defend the push from Leoric in that top.
Yeah, and here earlier you saw Onslaught really comboing their global and their team fight. Falstad flies down. If Leoric is off soaking ever anywhere and they're not deathballing, Falstad flies to the team, makes it a 5v4 instantly. Cocoon's the first person they have, and they have to choose between engaging Onslaught or letting Lucio die out of the Cocoon.
Yeah, so they have to play it quite... You have to kind of think on your toes here, and we've seen a pretty good job from the from Uncomfortably Numb here. Though I would like to see Onslaught, you know, you are pushing the Lucio away. I think I'd like to see it reversed here. I'd like to see the opposing team get pushed away just before that Cocoon expires. You know, if they are able to let that entire timing out go, they can get it right, but in goes that Cocoon again. Time Trap going to be stopping the Anubarak. Ancestral coming out onto the Anubarak. Breakdown goes indeed, and a ton of damage from that cocktail. Not as much as we would see in the past, but still a bit of damage. But look at that. Dragon Knight once again being picked up by the side of Onslaught. Falstad in that, going to be making his way up to that top fort. Don't see anybody dying just yet, which is pretty good for both teams, but Dragon Knight was lost. Pushing out the top lane, not my first lane to go to, as there's a ton of pick-off potential here, especially with the Entomb. You have to be extremely cautious with that. But we do see that 4-man push in that bottom lane, just pushing out that bottom 4. And this is what I love to see here. I love to see the split attention. This is where you kind of force the opposing team into a difficult spot, you know. do we defend the Dragon Knight in top, which is definitely going to get a fort, or do we defend the 4-man in the bottom, which could potentially get a fort? And you just got to kind of play it really safe here. And I like what they've done. They've decided to defend that bottom fort. They've got it living at just under half right now, but they lose the top fort. Most likely going to lose this mid fort here to the fire. Oh, it's got like barely any health, but Chromie dishing out the damage here. Great Entomb coming out, catching two players here. Chromie damage, not enough to get in there, but they are able to pick up that Kael'thas. Kael'thas will fall. No more convection stacks for you, rather. Falls that barely making it out alive as Anubarak will dive under the fence. And look how quick Uncomfortably Numb has turned this around.
Yeah, Uncomfortably Numb, they're excellent in tune, but we may not have seen this. Uncomfortably Numb did what I was actually hoping that they'd start to do, which is they turned on the cocoon and killed it immediately, so you didn't see any cocoon value there in that fight.
I didn't even know the cocoon went out, to be honest.
Yeah, I had to look at Anubarak's cooldown. So there he goes down. Wow.
Speaking of Anubarak, there is no more. Chromie just chunking that frontline, backline enemy team, just dishing out massive amounts of sand.
Absolutely. And like here's where you see Uncomfortably Numb, their composition. Leoric a very late game hero for them because they're going for these 16 talents, and here you're going to see Leoric start to get on that backline and basically turn off Falstead and the Kael'thas, really relying on those convection stacks and just turning their damage down by 50% with his spooky walk.
That's the ominous rate, isn't it? 13 enemy heroes that come in contact. Interesting. I haven't played much Leoric or seen him picked very often, so
yeah, it's more of it's more of a new. I think you only really started seeing it in HGC this season. People trying to do that. They're gonna leave the bridge of death here.
Yeah, this is a good call here by Uncomfortably Numb. You just want to play it safe, get as much value as you can off that camp. You know, you got what, a quarter of the health of each towers there? Take it. You know, you've got 2 lanes that are in dire need of some health. How much health does this fort have? 57 is what we're sitting at right now in the mid. So it's not looking too healthy.
Yeah, and so utilizing the new control panel here, we can click on things and actually see what information they have about them.
Beautiful. And then we just hit what? O, E maybe? Control E, there we go. Oh no, that's everything. I don't want that all gone.
Yeah, you can just click off on something else and it'll go away. Meanwhile, this camp is pushing up on the bridge top here for Uncomfortable Numb. They're gonna have to send somebody to clear that, and that's what Onslaught's gonna have to take advantage of. But if they have to have a fight beforehand and lose it.
Yeah, they're gonna have to play this safe. Level 20 is just around the corner now. But Chromie does have their level 20 talents thanks to that trait of hers. Grabbing up Piercing Sands here, so if they do stack, which is what you would expect to see happen in an Entomb.
Oh, here comes the cocoon. It has to be. Onslaught's going to engage her 100% with Lucio, and that forces Uncomfortably Numb away.
Yeah, they're looking to try and defend this here. Dahaka digging up to the middle, potentially does end up diving down instead to deny the damage. Avatar being popped, going for a little bit of stun there onto the Dahaka. Dahaka getting booped away by the Lucio. Ton of damage from Chromie there. Will, did I see a teleport? No, I just lost vision because I can't play this game with the map.
Leoric grabs the top just in time, and they managed to get a lot of damage to the Anubarak. Cocoon came out, but Onslaught wasn't able to finish the job here.
Slowing Sands going out. Great positioning here. Dahaka taking a ton of damage, but so is Lucio. Anubarak looking for a little bit of a stun here. They could follow up in this just to push a little bit. They do have Falstead and Kael'thas for that range damage. If you pick up this bottom fort, that's a ton of pressure onto the opposing team. But that's not the case here. They're going to rotate up to this middle here, as both teams do own a shrine, so they're looking pretty okay here, as Leoric ends up wraith walking right into the middle of a team, but both teams will kind of play it safe here. Level 20 though for Uncomfortably Numb, so that's something to keep in mind. As Murden going in hard. Non-tech getting caught out, getting booped away. This is definitely a dead Kael'thas. Entomb coming out as well. Doesn't hit anybody, unfortunately, as Go for the Throat does go out, but no kills there sending Falstad up to that top lane, try and capture that shrine, as the bottom shrine will definitely be captured here by Uncomfortably Numb. And this will just deny the Dragon Knight in the middle. Just playing it safe here. They did lose a member, so that's a ton of damage that they've lost, unfortunately, as well. So they're just going to have to give this fort, play it safe, and just hopefully Falstad can get some value in that top lane. Soak 20, there it is. And they're just going to have to try and play it a little bit slow here. Look for those combos, wait on your cooldowns, and wait for the Kael'thas to come back up.
Yeah, this is really just, it's the standard Dragon style, global versus non-global. Uncomfortably Numb here basically has to deathball and decide when to send somebody away. Onslaught doesn't have that problem because they can just bring their globals in anytime they want. And I'm going to look at see what Falstad went for his 20. Goes Wind Tunnel here, so that is a huge point in favor of the team fight for Onslaught. But the team fight seems to be late game, proving to be much higher for Uncomfortably Numb.
Yeah, the Chromie damage is starting to add up here. Let me see, what are we looking at? Already 74k, with the next closest only sitting at around 50. So we're about 25k over, almost 50%, 1.5 times.
Falstad.
The Silence Entomb, no escape for you, my friend, but he does barrel roll with that Wind Tunnel. Great escape by Malazar. Oh my god.
Yeah, so they're going to trade Falstad's life for this Dragon Knight, but that's an excellent job by Malazar there, not getting ganked off that thing. So heads up play there on that Falstad.
Yeah, but now you're sitting down 50 seconds, what is it, 60 seconds on that Gust cooldown. This is a huge cooldown to have to blow
35
on
seconds
trying to
now.
save your life. As much as, you know, it is worth saving, because at this point, the death timers are as long as that cooldown. You might as well have the extra damage over the cooldown. But Nubarak diving into the back line, trying to get onto that Chromie. Dahaka coming in. Great stasis, though, by Chromie. The Dragon Knight just going to keep wailing away into that keep there. Falstad trying to defend it as well, but now trying to get away is Onslaught as the Dragon Knight hunts away the Kael'thas. They are successfully able to grab that bottom keep here, but will they have enough health to push into this core? I don't think they will, especially if Kael'thas stays relatively healthy, but that huge Entomb, great Gust to try and delay. Out comes the Ancestral on the full health Kael'thas, but great dig there. Yeah, I think so, but that great dig by Dahaka, gonna be able to save his life, get away. Down goes the Dragon Knight, and evacuating that that bottom lane will be Uncomfortably Numb here.
Yeah, Uncomfortably Numb playing very well on that core rush, not looking to completely commit to core until they get a couple kills. They get the Entomb down, but Gust is just off cooldown as Falstad pushes everybody away, saves Rhaegar barely. If they had gotten those kills inside that Entomb, that would have absolutely been it.
Yeah, if they did pick up 1-2 kills, especially the Rhaegar, if that Rhaegar had fallen, I think they easily could have pushed in there, picked up another kill. It's just the snowball effect, you know, you pick up one, pick up another, bam, core, game is over. And it's kind of sucks to see that, especially with the side of Onslaught already applying a ton of damage into all the other lanes here. And but as I said, the tides can turn so quickly.
Yeah, Onslaught gave themselves a way back into this game. They still have to get a keep down, but they do have a keep open mid and top for them, so not too far behind. And both teams having level 20 here, and looks like Uncomfortably Numb looking to force the situation here by bringing a whole bunch of camps bottom with them.
Yeah, and this is exactly why I said the bottom the bottom lane is so important on this map. They're luckily going to be able to get rid of that spell shield from the mage minion there, but out comes the Phoenix trying to be used as a defensive. The Nubarak trying to zone out the Leoric. The Entomb comes out. Great Gust, though, to deny that. And this is probably why we picked up that Wind Tunnel.
Yeah.
Just to try and deny that combo. Ton of damage from Kael'thas, but Chromie, the triple stack on that Q there. But getting blown up is Rhaegar. Bro Shield coming out as well. Out comes the Cocoon onto the Muradin. Not the ideal target, but that's okay.
And you've got the catapults, and you've got the giants on the core. This is going to be it.
It's a ton of damage on everything. And 3 picks. The catapults, the siege giants, definitely. Even with the Greymane there, you've got a ton of damage going out on that core. And game number 1, going over to Uncomfortably Numb.
Oh my goodness, excellently played there by
What an
Uncomfortably Numb. Yeah, bringing in there, they definitely had a late game comp. They were early on, they were stymied a little bit by the global of Onslaught, but eventually during the game, you saw them adapt and learn how to fight against what Onslaught was bringing.
Yeah, I think they played that pretty damn well indeed. I like their ability to, just kind of play it safe, wait it out. Then, when you figure out, somebody's not there or you get a pick, that's when you apply your pressure. If you noticed, Murden, Kicknaz, just so aggressive in that game. It's just so many just jumping in when I didn't think you should jump in at those points, but goddamn did he prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Go in, just a ton of great stuns hit, and then you've just got that blow up from Chromie.
Yeah, okay, it looks like we have one team has to do a little bit of a restart here and make sure their computer is all fresh and new for them to bring in. Who's captain of Uncomfortably Numb? Yeah, you can invite them.
Okay.
Okay, beautiful. All right, so we're going to bring these teams in there. And yeah, you saw the Cocoon, it stopped being quite as clean once Uncomfortably Numb started getting wise to shutting down the Luso and making sure that the Cocoon got blown up like ASAP on there. So very good adjustment by them.
Yeah, I think so. You could see you see the Cocoon go out on the support pretty early, in the game, and then you started seeing the Cocoon being changed around. Chromie got thrown to the Cocoon at least once.
Yep.
At the end, Murden got thrown into the Cocoon, so
yeah.
Something to kind of throw around. Do we have a sub in here, or was Pilot of Earth on the game last time? I don't even remember.
I will double check the roster here.
They were not last time.
Okay, I'm going to check and see. We got everybody's on the list to get into the club. Where are they? Yeah, Pilot of Earth is, in fact, it looks like somebody may have just had to sub out quick mid-match here, so.
All right, cool. Just for, NGS rule sakes.
Yeah. Don't want any magical surprises that later on we get in trouble for not catching.
Don't bring in any ringers,
Not that I expect anybody to, but
Oh, yeah.
it's always you always want to check.
Sure. All right, so it looks like we got the entire team of Uncomfortably Numb here.
Yeah, it looks like Onslaught is waiting for people to do some resets here and just make sure everybody's up and running. We don't have any more lag issues from them like we had in this game. Now, that map was the choice of Uncomfortably Numb, so they won on their map pick there, so they were very comfortable with that. And we're going to see what Onslaught has to provide here for Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Tomb of the Spider Queen is probably my favorite map to play. I just love this map. I think having such a small map takes away so much cheese potential.
Yeah.
You're not going to just openly see like a Murky or a Gazlo or, like a specialist go and push a lane when nobody counters them. You're going to be able to get between all of these lanes so easy.
Yeah, true. Although, that does open up the avenue for, I've seen other teams in Division C play at Cho'Gall here, so.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you can be on the lookout for that too. I honestly have no idea if Onslaught even plays that, but it's definitely a possibility.
I love me a Cho'Gall Ana composition.
Oh yeah.
I think Ana it's a 2-for-1 value on a nano boost. It's nuts.
Mm-hmm. And it's a big fat target to hit. He's got a big butt.
But the problem here is that the solo Ana heals are so just unfavorable, we'll say.
Yeah.
It's just all over the place for that kind of just not typically the best solo healer. So you kind of put yourself into that position. Now you could go with things like Ariel, but that 2-second heal talent now removed.
Mm-hmm.
Something that you need to keep in mind. I think the Vin needs the ban and Famous needs the ban.
Yeah, okay.
I think that's...
Yeah, that was correct. That was indeed what it was last game. Okay, so I think we're going to do a little ready check, and we're going to get into it.
Heard somebody pop into the lobby a little bit earlier. Casted the game, and I hear, boop.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay, hello.
Oh, okay. We are waiting for a little bit for one of the teams here. They're just going to take a little break, regroup in between games here, really figure out what their strategy is going into this game. All right. And I wonder if they are going to actually go for the Chromie here again on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Chromie can be very good here, especially, you know, in those pushes with the spiders, doing the same thing she does last time. And, you know, Patches, you know, we were skeptical of that first pick Chromie, but Patches, you know, proved that they deserve it.
As I said, like I think Chromie's just a weak early game pick because it's so counterable.
Yeah.
Right? It's just you pick up a cleanse, bam, you totally knock off one alt selection.
Yeah, but
you pick
slowing
up a
sands there.
Bulky health, just bam.
Yeah.
The slowing sands, yeah.
Yeah, I think I do think that the Kael'thas hubris there with not taking Mana Addict and going Convection hurt them a little bit. I don't think he ever completed Convection. Okay.
R.I.P. the dream, man.
All right, we're ready, and we're gonna go right into the draft here.
This is why you play it safe, Mana Addict. Tons of value, regardless if the opposing team has Chromie or not. And especially even with Greymane.
Yeah, and it's not just the shield, too. Like, having that mana just on point is super important.
For sure. I think just the mana regen and just more mana is better. More mana, more spells.
Exactly. You can just sit there and spam that stuff with Kael'thas. So, looks like we've got Uncomfortably Numb here, banning first one out. We're going to see what they go with here. See if they go, in fact, for that Genji. Yeah, you know, who knows? But, like, Genji always very scary. And on this map, too.
I think Hanzo might get a little bit more value here, especially with that www.mata.com build.
I don't know what to do here. The cat. Okay. Oh, he's back. Okay. Phew.
We can always just one person can lead the draft. Yeah. It has to be one of the players, though.
If teams miss a ban because somebody's lagged, Onslaught specifically has honored those bans. So I've seen a team miss a ban.
It looks like they're going to honor the ban here. They can just say a ban.
Yeah, but looks like they do in fact ban out Gul'dan, not wanting to deal with the non-tech special.
Yeah, I think Gul'dan, this is a perfectly acceptable ban here. I think Gul'dan brings so much value to any team.
Oh yeah, and especially
it doesn't matter.
Even on the last map, you got a Gul'dan. He can just sit there and double soak, and there's very little you can do about it. Gul'dan can just go between mid and bot, and
he's gonna need a little bit of protection though, so it's not like you can just have him solo double soaking, especially if it's a 1v4 situation. So you do have to play it a little bit careful.
Yeah.
But oh god, chat is so funny.
Yeah.
Genji, though, being banned out, this is just a safety ban, I would say. Just banning out one of the Matas right now.
Yep.
Bam, gone.
Onslaught didn't want to deal with him last game, and they don't want to deal with him this game.
I think this is a perfectly acceptable ban. But now, do we see the Hanzo come out here? Hanzo with, as I was saying, W, and W at 1, 4, and 7. It just absolutely melts the spiders. You can go and cheese boss at 5 minutes into the game. And the enemy team doesn't know what happened.
Boss burn down on this is very powerful. They had a slight nerf to the amount of cooldown reduction on the W for the Hanzo with this patch, so I don't know if it's quite as fast, but still.
4 seconds, and I think now it's 2.5.
Yeah, so it's going to slow the boss down by, what, 5 more seconds, so it's, you know.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah, so there it is.
You know what you can do in those seconds that, you know, you're not auto-attacking or you're waiting on it?
Yeah.
A Q.
Yeah, it's...
Does 300, 400, 500 damage.
So the boss burned a real thing, and also the spider burned down too from Hanzo. Very
I
powerful.
think this Hanzo is a perfectly good pick. Now I hope that we can see the Dragon Strike meme. I do. It's
the one that does no damage.
It's my favorite heroic in the game, Wakatiki Dragon. Come on.
I know it looks beautiful. It looks absolutely beautiful, especially when a hero is dancing through it and nothing is happening to them.
As much as I love that heroic, it is absolutely garbage.
Yeah.
If it did some siege damage, oh my god.
Oh, it'd be huge.
Just minions. Just minions. Doesn't even need to deal like building damage. Just minions. Blizzard, please make it happen.
Oh, the boss damage too. And there's the Ariel. Onslaught definitely known for playing the Ariel.
Oh, but does this? Okay, never mind, Vala. Okay. Never mind.
Yeah,
I was
it could be
going
the
back to the Cho'Gall.
Well, it would have
excited.
It would have to be next pick anyway. So Cho'Gall with a Vala, not the worst thing in the world. You go for the Ariel, Cho'Gall, Vala, and another frontline, you're set.
Yeah. Oh my god. The dream.
Malistar being a poet here.
Look at all these pirates, man.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right, so let's think about what we want to pick over here. We can kind of probably delay the support pick unless you just want to guarantee yourself the Lucio right now.
Yeah, I think if they like Lucio, you go Lucio again here from Uncomfortably Numb. I mean, I don't think that Onslaught's going to go double support, but you want to avoid your support of choice given getting banned out here.
Yeah, so I think it's a safe pick is the Lucio, and then maybe a tank, maybe somebody who can deal with Vala, but there's the Sonya.
Yeah, Sonya, Lucio. I do like the Sonya. Sonya very good in this map. Camp's not quite as important on this map as other maps, but still, she can win a solo lane if she goes up against the right person. I mean, she loses to people like Malthael, but she can solo lane, she can roam around, and she has the wave clear necessary for this map.
Yeah, she'll be in the bottom lane most likely for the side of Uncomfortably Numb. And, you know, you still got that siege camp that's in the bottom. You can go and grab those bruisers, though you do have to be quick about it or safe about it. You can't grab it at level 2. For those of you that have watched that beautiful play in Division A by Megalomania there on this map at level 2, Sonya got killed by the bruiser camp. So I highly recommend you guys go watch and call him out in chat.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Greymane being banned out, it's a good ban from Onslaught. Greymane was definitely a key factor in Uncomfortably Numb's win last game.
Yes. I'm surprised he didn't pick up Cursed Bullet, though.
Yeah.
Double tank.
What Malistar wrote here is beautiful enough. I'm going to try and read it here. Arr. Pings as high as the sea is deep. Choppy be the waves of frames. You can throw your skill shot out and your friends would have to tell you if it hit.
Oh my goodness.
So we're going to see the ban coming out from Uncomfortably Numb. Do we see... I mean, if I know usually Vala is played by non-tech, but you could see another mage coming out. Although, with the Ariel Vala is usually a weak point despite Ariel having such high heals that you may want to ban out a frontliner here.
Very true.
I do ban out the Leoric.
Leoric would be their solo lane that they're looking to probably ban out. Make this a little bit more of a friendly matchup for Sonya. I like this ban. Indeed, I do. I think just good wave clear, especially if you do get the... what is that? You can swing twice if you want. I don't even know if that's a talent anymore on Leoric, but just overall, just a good pick. I think this is an acceptable ban. But here comes the Stitches.
Oh, the Stitches.
No Cho'Gall. I'm disappointed, Onslaught.
That's true, but the Stitches hooks can be absolutely brutal. On this map, it's very small, so Stitches can just really throw his hook out from anywhere. He's just waiting, and the Stitches Gorge is very powerful, especially if your team has all of its structures up. You could often guarantee a kill on this map.
Yeah, we'll be looking for that 1-2 combo there between Stitches and, I presume, Vala, Rain of Vengeance. And then if you really want to spice things up, you add a Blaze, I guess. But I was thinking the Ariel Strike is what we're thinking. But Blaze, I do like this pick. Indeed, we don't see him very often. And I think he has a pretty good spot right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially
I'm loving the Blaze pick right here. Definitely can solo against the Sonya. Has got a ton of wave clear, just as the Sonya does. With the Stitches there, Blaze doesn't have to be the main tank because it's kind of rough for him being a main tank. But the follow-up stun to that hook or out of the Gorge there is going to be absolutely humongous. Rain of Vengeance follow-up from Vala with that Blaze. Combustion could be a thing here. Bunker possibly if you have any kind of major burst like a Chromie coming out from Uncomfortably Numb.
I like this Blaze pick.
Yeah.
I do. Yes, very much so. It gives you a solo laner, it gives you a follow-up stun. You don't have to rely on the healer for some heals, which is nice. Because you can just sit around in your fire. But Murden being picked up again, and Tychus as well. So Tychus coming out rather than Malthael, though. This is interesting, I think. Yeah. I think the range is probably helpful, but it's not going to do you too good against Vala.
Yeah, with the Blaze and Stitches, though, I think with the Sonya and a tank, Malthael probably would have been too much melee. And with the Bunker, they've got an instant counter against Tormented Souls. But Tychus, on the other hand, Blaze and Stitches, they're big assets as tanks is their health pool. They don't have like any kind of armor, and Tychus is going to be able to absolutely rip. Just going to absolutely be able to rip through them. So part of Blaze's benefit is that he's got such high self-sustain. He can just sit there and take damage and sit in his fire and heal himself back up. Tychus is going to make sure that doesn't happen. They don't rely on these two as frontliners. Odin as well, very good in this map, dealing with the siege and anti-siege tool with the spiders.
I think Tychus is an acceptable pick. Yeah, you made some good points there. You converted me over to the Tychus pick. Li Ming. Ooh. This pick, however, I can't say I'm on board with.
It could be rough, but if Li Ming starts getting those resets, really you're looking to make. I mean, if the Li Ming is good enough, she's going to be able to blow up the Stitches target. Li Ming, Vala, Blaze, everybody goes in on the Stitches target. That hook is going to succeed. It's really going to come down to, can they kill anybody? Because the resets is where the value is going to come down. So non-tech looks like is going to be playing the Li Ming, the mage player for Onslaught, with Chechen and the Stitches on the Vala, rather. And the Li Ming Vala combo there, that's scary if they get their damage on you, but it's very squishy. I could see a leap coming out from Sonya, not only to engage onto the Vala, but to escape the Stitches hook.
Indeed, I could see a Sonya leap with a follow-up Wakatiki Dragon from Hanzo. Beautiful. Just
you want the full Ariat Crater Dragon Strike is what you want.
Oh boy, do I ever. But I think Dragon Arrow is definitely the better heroic, and I think if you're playing a competitive environment, you definitely pick up that arrow. But let's get this underway.
Yeah, okay, so over here on the side of Onslaught, we've got Chet Yan on the Vala, Malistar on the Stitches, Zeus on the Ariel, Vincho on the Blaze, and rounding it out, we've got Nantek on the Li Ming.
All right, over here on the red hand side, on the right, we have Famous on Tychus, Kiknaz on Muradin once again, I believe. Mr. Monkey Man again on that Lucio, Patches on Hanzo, and then filling in for the team, we have Pilot of Earth playing Sonya. 5-man middle? Yes, indeed. We do see that 5-man to the middle. What talent do we have from Hanzo here? Did we get the W's? We do have W's coming out from Hanzo, so this is where Hanzo's going to be looking to stack, but...
Yeah, Hanzo going full W build despite the nerfs, not going Redemption. I've seen a lot of Hanzos talk about using Redemption to patch up that nerf on his W, but no. Hanzo's instead going to go for those extra arrows on his W.
I do really like Redemption, and I think it's a great pick. But in this case here, if you get caught, you lose your Redemption stacks. You have to think about how well can you stay alive against the opposing team.
Yeah,
with a Vala and a Li Ming, it is going to be scary.
Yeah, Hanzo gets Stitch's hook. He gets stunned by that Blaze. He's not going to be able to leap over the wall.
Yeah, so it's something to keep in mind. But Blaze going to be able to get away there with that dash. I can't remember what the name of the skill is. Jetpack or something like that. He's going to be able to
propulsion?
dash.
I don't remember.
Something along those lines. On the pleb horse, too. Beautiful. Just all around great.
Just proving that they've got enough skill to be on the pleb horse still.
Oh, baby.
So Vala going for the Q build. No real surprises here in the talents.
Yeah, I'd say it's all pretty rounded up. And yeah, but the thing I was interested there was the Stitches in the bottom lane for so long, and then Li Ming rotating up as well. So we're gonna see a two-man rotation between bot and mid in the form of Li Ming and Stitches. So this is like a little bit of a reverse rotation, if you will. It's very strange.
Yeah, I've seen something similar to this in HGC. At least in HGC, the solo lane is kind of dead in Tomb of the Spider Queen in the bottom. It's not really a true solo lane anymore.
Yeah. So I would really like to see Uncomfortably Numb play this quite aggressively. They know they have two members in that bottom lane, but great hook here by Stitches and the Li Ming, or just, oh boy.
Gets Lucio down to 170 health. Very dangerous there. And it looks like Onslaught is winning these rotations. They're catching up to XP. Both teams even in XP at the moment.
Yeah, and as I was going to get into, I would like to see Uncomfortably Numb played aggressive here. They know that they have two members in the bottom, two opposing members in the bottom. I would like to see them going hard in the top lane here. Level 4, though, coming out. We do see another W talent from Hanzo. Are we even stacking up on that? We are. 9 out of the required 20, I believe. But Tychus walking right into a Blaze. No follow-up there, though. On the side of Onslaught, Famous getting a little lucky there, as that could have been quite bad for him.
Yeah, both teams, neither team really getting a leg up on each other. Very even early game here right now for both teams.
Yeah, it's pretty darn close. We don't have any kills yet, so no first blood. Tychus does need to be careful. Will scout out that bush with a little bomb there. Does need to just kind of keep an eye on the rotation, and thanks to those sonic arrows of Hanzo, they're going to be able to get a ton of vision and a ton of damage coming out here from Tychus, almost picking up a double kill on the bomb there from Tychus. So it looks like Onslaught needs to play it a little bit careful here, as you know they are relying heavily on Vala for the healing almost. As much as they rely on the Ariel, but a great boop there from Lucio in that middle lane. But Li Ming dishing out the damage there. The Blaze follow-up, great peel for the Stitches, and wow.
Stitches makes it out, and Tychus does not. Murden might be next to follow here, but no, he is going to be just fine.
Great peel from Vinsho there on Blaze. Great hook on that minion for the Devour. Wow. Great play all around so far.
Yeah, that's something I can't remember seeing ever, is the hook onto the minion just to get a little bit of health very quickly. Very excellent play. Looks like Onslaught's going to get the first turn in here.
Sonya, you're going to have to play it a bit careful. They don't necessarily have vision on every single member of the opposing team, so you're going to have to watch that as Blaze does make his way down to that bottom lane. So Sonya can now kind of not have to sweat about a gank as they see the other members in the middle here. Ariel sitting at that full health. The hook from Stitches, and oh my god, down goes Lucio's health. Just the damage of Li Ming proving to be absolutely monstrous to the support of Uncomfortably Numb. And so now they have to keep an eye on that, but look at that. Famous just melting the health bar of Stitches. They have to play it safe here as the opposing team is now making their way up. Li Ming with the follow-up damage, though. Will he be able to secure the kill? Unfortunately not. Vala with the arrow is not enough, but Stitches with the hook. Oh, a little short. Not level 16 yet, my friend, but they're looking to push in. This is definitely, I think this is definitely a fort here. You know, Tychus is too low to go in. You do have to get it really close. Murden is helpful thanks to, you know, that third wind, if we did pick that up, or even just his trait. We did pick up third wind. So just trait healing and Lucio. But they're not going to be able to defend this. Tyke is just going to get a little bit of more poke damage. Stitches with the almost hook happening there. But down goes the top fort, and this is the lane you want to push on this map.
Mm-hmm. It's got the boss lane, but Onslaught, their team fight, very, very well played by them. It definitely is the higher burden of execution. They've got to walk the razor's edge there because Li Ming and Valor are so squishy that if any one of them gets caught out trying to get Ariel health, then the whole thing kind of falls apart. But Onslaught making it work.
Yeah, they are indeed making this work, and you see there, they're just kind of defending this top turn-in. Muradin does have the turn-in here, so does Lucio. Tygus almost with the turn-in as well. 3 more gems, and that'll do him. So we've got a ton of gems for the turn-in as Hanzo completes that W quest. So I'd potentially be looking for Hanzo to be going for a boss play soon. But in comes the turn-in. Burden going to be able to get that in. No worries about that. And Webweavers will be pushing the opposite way this time around.
Yeah, an excellent macro play there from Onslaught, guarding both the turn-ins until they get the 10. They let the Web Weavers through right as they hit 10, so it looks like they're going to be able to do a good job defending. Hanzo barely misses the hook.
Yeah, Hanzo getting lucky there in the mid lane. Does need to play it careful, but this is an excellent play, as you said. Onslaught going to allow themselves to get 10, and then as soon as that 10 comes in, let the turn-in go. You let that turn-in go, guess what? You're 10, the opposing team is not. They can't really do too much here.
Yeah.
You know, they can't really move in, and they can't really apply too much pressure unless you're in a 5v1 scenario. So looks like Blaze gonna probably have to give this bottom wall for the minimum.
Oh, the hook.
And then
the hook.
Ooh, I see it happening, but unfortunately not the case. Gonna have to play it safe here. You see Muradin in that back line though. Combust coming out does get stunned and immediately pop. I think that's how it works. Great Dragon's Arrow there as the peel.
Yeah, it looks like Sonya did not, in fact, go Leap, go with the Wrath instead.
Disappointed.
Yeah, this is probably the smarter ult, but, you know, Leap is the fancy one. And a little bit nerfed with the... Oh!
Alright, so we see the Gorge come out and then immediately get Aegis'd. So not the best of synergy there, but Ariel getting... Oh, sorry, that was Vala getting melted. I thought that was Ariel, but Li Ming goes down as well. And once again, quickly the tides have turned.
Yeah, the Hanzo Tychus damage is real. Odin comes out and just starts wailing on everybody. Gets a ton of damage down, while meanwhile Sony just kind of goes ham. The break it down was there in plenty of time. They had a lot of time to do it, and there you see Onslaught falls on the other side of that Razor's Edge. Stitches doesn't get the hook onto the Hanzo, and I couldn't tell if that was an outplay or if that was an accident that Hanzo missed that hook there, but Onslaught, that's the downside to their comp.
Obviously an outplay.
Yeah.
How dare you down talk the opposing team? Come on.
Well, that Hanzo knows what he did, but we're going to let our viewers decide for themselves there.
Okay, we got the side of Onslaught trying to defend this turn-in here. They only need 2 more gems. Quickly, they got those turn-in. As I said, they had a ton of gems. They had like 56 gems or something nuts like that. And the levels getting flipped quite quickly. Great hook there from Stitches, but unfortunately no follow-up. And that's really the bread and butter of Onslaught. Beautiful Dragon's Arrow coming out. Combust going as well. Stitches, I think, getting killed by that Aegis, unfortunately, and this is exactly what they do not want to see. Uncomfortably Numb, using that speed boost to their advantage, going to be able to pick up that Vala there, and Non-Tech going to try and teleport his way away, but getting stuck by that arrow will secure the vision on him, and this will, I'm going to say, guarantee the bottom keep. I think you're not going to have your damage for 10 seconds now.
Oh, 100%. The spiders are coming in. Tychus does not have Odin anymore. They're all looking super low, but they've got a Lucio, and Lucio's going to be able to get them up pretty fast here.
As you can see, look at that. Already back up to half health. And it's just going to get more and more. You've got a bulky front line there in Muradin, but it looks like they're going to play it safe. Back up. This is a safe call. This is a very safe call. Short death timers. So I was kind of hoping they'd push in a little bit harder, but unfortunately that Web Weaver was not there earlier. So
and you know, I'm going to take it back. This is not a keep. The Monster Hunter Vala seems to be burning the spider down super quick, and they've got no options for siege.
That hook, so close, but no cigar.
Oh, the Rain of Vengeance Blaze combo almost hits, and you saw them commit to it there. They don't quite catch their target in that crossfire, but they seem to be moving on. These spiders are looking okay.
Yeah, so Onslaught does need to be careful. They haven't reached level 13 yet, so this is where Onslaught doesn't want to fight. They want to use that poke damage of Vala and Li Ming, get a ton of damage out, and then maybe commit to a fight. But Uncomfortably Numb, not really playing too aggressive. They do have to fight under that fort, but they did have quite the big wave there, though. But now Blaze getting caught out, Dragon's Arrow used as well. They're going to be able to easily secure that kill, but a great hook from the Stitches onto the Lucio, but he will be able to speed his way away. No problems there. Sonya popping that Wrath, potentially looking for a little bit of bonus damage to keep that going, and the fort is barely hanging on, but I imagine this will go down to the Tychus Odin, or even the Lucio. Look at that. As level 13 is finally being reached, but level 16 is almost around the corner for Uncomfortably Numb, and this is looking to turn out to be a really good series so far, back and forth.
Oh, absolutely. And you saw that the incredible amount of sustain that Uncomfortably Numb has. That fight at that fort lasted, what, about 10,000 years? It's like impossibly long. They would sit there and get that fort. I thought Onslaught might be able to defend the fort and prevent it from being taken, but no, they in fact lose another structure, and that gets Uncomfortably Numb ever closer to 16.
And if you're looking at this again, Uncomfortably Numb has already turned in another almost 40 gems here, thanks to the Sonya now at 42. They only need 18 more gems, if my math is correct, yes. And they've got 13 of those. They're missing 4, but out comes the combo there, the bread and butter. Ooh. Great Dragon's Arrow follow-up, though, and Tychus just melting that Blaze. Out comes the Aegis, though, and trying to get away, will be forced back in. Burden getting quite low, though, as well. The Gorge used onto that Sonya, forcing her back. Blaze, great follow-up. Oh. There goes the wave of force, pushing the Sonya back into the team. Great pickup. This is huge for Onslaught here. They picked that fight right before level 16. This is where Uncomfortably Numb needed to play safe. Yeah,
Uncomfortably Numb, actually, I think during that fight, they didn't engage there. They needed to actually get onto their targets, and they got cold feet, it felt like.
Ooh. Yeah, it was quite close. Tychus getting hooked here. Unfortunately, Rain of Vengeance not going to hit, but oh my god, that Stitches got absolutely melted. I see piercing arrows just absolutely destroying that Stitches and that Blaze, but the Li Ming damage on the other end, can he get a reset? Unfortunately, does not look to be the case. Lucio and Murden so low, and down goes the 5-man wipe. I would love to see a keep go down here.
Oh yeah,
I think going to the boss is a huge mistake here.
Yeah, absolutely. You go get the keep, and then you go up top to get boss, I think, is the play, because Hanzo can burn it down in approximately 2 seconds, as we were saying before. So we're gonna see maybe if they just get the boss and then they decide to push with it. But yeah, I agree with you for sure.
I think this is, you send 2 people. You send Hanzo and Sonya. Bam, easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Yeah, everybody gets back up to health. Everyone's got mana, and they're really powerful right now. But they do have another Web Weaver turn. So instead of getting a keep, they go for boss Web Weaver turn. This fort is going to go down also in approximately 2 seconds. And it's going to be a 14-17 fight against this wall here for Onslaught.
And now think about this. I do like the fact that they get the turn in and everything as well, but I think they could have had that bottom keep getting catapult pressure while they do this. Is what I'm thinking. I think they definitely could have got that keep. It's already got a little bit of damage on it, and you had a 5-man wipe. This map is short. You can make your way back up to there, no problem. Hanzo picks it up super easy. Get the turn in, and then you make your way into it. But they're looking to pick off this ball. A great stun by the Murden. Does get knocked away, though, by that Ariel. Out comes the Dragon Arrow, hitting 3 members in that backline. Avatar being popped here, going on to that backline. Looking for a couple of stuns here. Vala vaulting into the opposing team. We'll get Aegis here. Blaze coming in for a defense, but absolutely blown up is Blaze, and Vala. Stitches now trying to get away. We'll get the bite here, and the Gorge comes out, but unsuccessfully. Not going to be able to grab a kill, and this boss still has a sliver of health. But even without this boss, this is definitely going to be a dead core GG indeed.
Wow, Uncomfortably Numb pulls it off. They pull off what I think is an upset. Onslaught has not lost a game all season. This is their first loss coming out for them. So excellently played there by Uncomfortably Numb. And really just, I think... you didn't see the Stitches hook. They did such a good job avoiding the Stitches hook, and they forced Onslaught to execute their difficult to execute comp, and they won.
Yeah, I think this was just a great game from both sides, but just ever so quickly, Uncomfortably Numb pulled that around, and I don't even... What were the levels here on each team? It was... One team didn't even have level 16.
Yeah, it was 15 to 17 as the game ended, but it was 14-17 as they got on the keep wall. All right, let's see if we can get Famous in here for an interview. And I'm going to go ahead and, if he does, they're going to meet in lobby 2 of NGS.
Sounds good.
All right.
Well, I can just peace out now. It's no big deal.
Oh, no, you don't have to peace out. I mean, you're going to be...
I don't have any questions.
Oh.
So.
Really?
I never have questions, man. I'm trash at this whole interview stuff.
Well, I'm not sure if he's going to be... I'm going to try and get him and message him here on... NGS, it's on Discord itself. Da-da-da. Okay, I'm gonna send him a direct message there.
Can't just whisper him?
I did whisper him, but no response directly. But we're gonna... Oh, maybe we're gonna see if he responds to us. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna move to lobby 2 here for the interview.
Sure, I'll come over just to listen.
Okay. Now, all right. Hey, Famous, how you doing?
Too bad, you?
I'm doing pretty well. That was an amazing game you guys played. I had a lot of fun casting it with Stixa here. So how do you feel after that match?
Pretty good. That was a lot of fun. So pretty jacked up.
Absolutely. So what was your guys' plan going into the Stitches hook there? I know that Stitches hook can be really potent on this map, and you guys didn't manage to shut you guys down at all.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really honestly plan that much for the Stitches hook. We just kind of figured don't get hooked.
Yeah.
And when we did, we kind of just got right out. So it wasn't too bad.
Oh, very good. And I particularly do enjoy the Tychus pick there on Tomb of the Spider Queen. I do have some questions about draft on Dragonshire.
Okay.
There was a distinct lack of globals on your guys' team. Did you guys feel that you didn't really need them once they picked the Dahaka?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I see globals on Dragonshire a lot. And I think it's kind of overdone in my opinion.
Okay.
I think the stronger 4-man typically wins regardless of the global advantage. And then we had the Chromie and Greymane Wombo kind of kill a person thing. So.
Yeah, and I say Patches. We were a little skeptical of the Chromie first pick, but Patches made us a believer for sure.
Yeah, he's a pretty good mage.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
For sure. So one more question on the Dragonshire. You guys had the Leoric, and that really worked out for you well. Were you planning to be a late game comp for most of the match, or were you just... Did you just pull it together towards the end there?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we fell behind a little bit. It's hard to remember now, but I think we were in it for most of the game, and then we got to stack those triple merc camps after hitting the Dragon Knight, so that kind of sealed the deal.
Yeah, and you guys really did a good job of turning around. Was it a conscious decision to start focusing the Cocoon once they started doing the Cocoon Gust combo with you?
Yeah. Whatever comes out, that's kind of everyone calls in mics to kill the Cocoon. So there's that for sure.
All right, fantastic. How do you feel about the rest of the season looking forward?
Pretty good. I think we'll win the rest of them.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. hope you guys have a lot of good luck there. You got any shout outs for Twitch?
Kicking Ass will kill me if I don't say that he streams for 5 people once in a while, so people can follow him.
Okay, it's KIKNAZZ.
I believe so. Yeah, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 or something. I don't know.
Okay.
It's on Heroes of the Storm. You'll be the only one. So.
Okay.
And thanks for the cast. Look forward to watching the VOD.
All right. Excellent. And thank you so much for doing the interview.
Great.
All right. Have a good
one.
All right. Bye. Okay. All right. That is it for me for tonight. My caster with me has been Stixa. It's been an absolute pleasure doing it with you, and I was glad I was able to back you up once the technical challenges came through.
Yeah, we'll try and get those fixed, because I'm definitely going to hopefully pick up a couple of games this week. That would be beautiful. I'd love to do that.
Yeah, and
but thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. And speaking of which, he and I will both be doing Nexus Gaming Series for the rest of the season. There's a couple more weeks left in the regular season, and then we move on to playoffs, and I hope to be casting all the way through. If you enjoyed this cast, you can follow me at GhostDunk on Twitch, and you can follow Stixa at Stixa on Twitch. Oh my god. Is it STYXA?
That is correct.
All right. STYXA, twitch.tv/Stixa to follow my co-caster here. All right. And to wrap things up, we've got Onslaught versus Uncomfortably Numb falls down. Uncomfortably Numb wins 2-0. I've been GhostDunk. My co-caster has been Stixa.
Thank you very much.
All right. And I think that is it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good evening.